Do you struggle to get work done? Do you consider yourself unproductive? Well, I've struggled with the same thing, so in this video, I'm going to give you 4 habits that have helped me to increase my productivity. What's going on, guys? It's Nick from Mindful Mastery, where I help you master your mind. Today I'm going to be giving you 4 habits that help you to become more productive. Now, all of these habits use diffuse thinking. So I went over what diffuse thinking was in my college success video, but for those of you that didn't watch that video or you just don't remember, diffuse thinking occurs after you've been focusing on a problem or concept, and while you're not consciously thinking about that problem anymore, so your subconscious is still working to try and understand and solve that problem. Now, whenever you are focused on a problem or a concept, you're probably going to be thinking about it in a way that blocks potential solutions to that problem because you're going to be only accessing one part of the brain. But whenever you're using diffuse thinking, it allows you to use multiple parts of the brain in order to think of more creative ways in order for you to solve that problem or understand the concept. Now, I do really want to emphasize that you do have to initially focus intently in order to effectively utilize diffuse thinking. So if you just think about a concept or a problem for just 1 or 2 minutes, it's not going to help you out at all. So the first habit is to get your work done early in the day. Now, getting your work done early is relative to when you wake up. This does not mean that you have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, but if you do wake up at 6 in the morning, then it's a good idea to start your work around that time. But if you wake up at 12 in the afternoon, then it's a good time to start that work. So it's really all relative to whenever you wake up, and what's really important is that you wake up well rested. This is because of a concept called willpower. Now, you can think of willpower like a battery. It is our ability to control our decisions. So, every decision that we make saps away from that battery, and whenever we wake up in the morning, we're fully charged. So, that's why getting things done early in the morning is the most effective way in getting your work done quickly. Also, whenever you start your work early in the day, it allows your mind to use diffuse thinking on that concept, even whenever you're not consciously thinking about it throughout the rest of the day. So, if you begin your work at the middle of the day, then it essentially cuts out half of the time that you could have been working on it in your subconscious. Now, the second habit goes along with the first one, and that is to plan out your hardest tasks first. Now, many people think that doing your easy tasks first kind of helps build momentum towards doing the hardest task at the end. But remember our good buddy willpower there, because each decision you make to do that easy task saps away from your willpower. And oftentimes, by the time that you get to the hard tasks, your willpower is so limited that you won't even actually do the hard task, and you'll procrastinate on it till the next day. Now, if you actually get yourself to do that hard task at the end of the day, then it's also inhibited by your focus. Now, you can think of focus and willpower as kind of being intertwined, in that the more you use them, the less ability that you have later on. So, since you've been focusing on those easier tasks, your focusing ability will be very depleted whenever you get to that big task. So it'll take so much longer to actually get that done, and it won't be as good of a quality either. However, if you start your day with the hard tasks when your willpower is completely full, then your focusing ability will be at its maximum capacity, and you'll be able to get your work done so much quicker and effectively. Another benefit of starting your day with the hard tasks is that if you happen to get stuck on one of them, then you can switch over to an easy task. Now, this does 2 kind of related things. First, it allows you to use diffuse thinking towards that difficult task while you're working on the easy task. And secondly, whenever you're working on that easy task, you might come upon something that will provide insight to that harder task that will help you into getting it done. So, whenever you end up returning to that hard task, you'll find that you actually made great strides in it, even though you weren't actively thinking about it. The third habit is to give yourself plenty of time to rest. Now, this is important in trying to avoid burnout and giving your brain time to relax. Now, I personally have experienced this recently because, as many of you know, the semester started recently for college, and I actually decided to take 6 classes instead of 5. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually adds a lot to the workload. Now, I've also been trying to start this YouTube channel, and my initial goal was to do 30 videos in 30 days. Now, I quickly realized that if I was going to actually do that, then either my schoolwork was going to struggle and I was going to fall behind, or by the end of it, I was going to be completely burnt out and not want to do anything. I actually began to experience that at the end of the first week, so that's why I've decided to only post videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays instead of doing one every day for the first 30 days. Now, some of you might not experience this burnout, and I applaud you because it is very difficult to avoid. But it is still very important to give your brain some rest. Now, this is important because you gotta think of your brain like a muscle. And whenever you work out your muscles, you gotta give them time to rest and recover so they can grow and become stronger. And the brain works in the same way. You gotta give it rest after you work hard because that allows your connections to improve and grow so that you can learn more things and work more effectively in the future. If your brain is not well rested, then your ability to focus will not be at its maximum capacity. And the more you overwork it, the worse that it will get. So, in light of this, a good thing to do is for you to quit early whenever you're working. Now, early is again relative to what time you start your day. So if you start around 8 or 9, it's a good idea to stop around 4 or 5. This gives your brain plenty of time to relax and recover so that you'll be ready to focus and work hard the next day. The second thing that you should do is to take breaks. Now, this allows your mind again to use diffuse thinking so that whenever you're taking those breaks, you're still subconsciously working on those problems. But it's even more important in helping you calm down and relax so that you can get back to focusing later. Because like I said earlier, we can only focus for so long, so taking those breaks kind of helps to recharge your willpower a little bit so that whenever you come back, your focusing ability is improved from whenever you left. So by taking breaks and quitting early, it really helps to maximize your diffuse thinking, which I really want to emphasize helps to solve problems whenever you get stuck on them, even though it kind of seems counterintuitive. The fourth habit is to take walks. Now, this kind of goes with the last habit's part about taking breaks, but I really wanted to specifically mention this because of just how beneficial taking walks is. So, whenever you get stuck on a problem, you begin to get frustrated oftentimes, and so going out and taking a walk in nature will help you calm down and decompress so that whenever you return, you aren't as stressed out. Now, there is also proof that by walking in nature, it naturally helps to improve your positivity. So I don't remember where I heard this from, but there was a study where they took one group of people and they made them go for a walk around a nice time of the year where it was a nice temperature and everything was very comfortable. Then they took another group of people and they made them go for a walk whenever it was windy and cold. And they found that both groups' memories improved, which really attributes to the fact that going for a walk in nature will help improve your mood. On top of this, it allows your mind to use diffuse thinking. Recent studies have actually found that after people have gone for walks, whenever they return, they report being more creative. Now, I think this is mainly due to diffuse thinking and helping you be able to look at problems in different aspects and perspectives in order to help you solve those problems. I also know that for myself, whenever I work, I often find that I randomly start to get tired for apparently no reason. Now, this is because of a chemical called melatonin. Now, melatonin secretes to signal our body that it's time to get ready to sleep. So, whenever we go for walks, the sun's rays hit our body and they actually inhibit the secretion of melatonin, which helps to re-energize us and get ready to go back and focus on what we were doing. This is because our bodies are hardwired to start to go to sleep whenever the sun goes down. So by feeling the contact from the sun rays, it helps us to wake up again. So let's recap real quick. The first and second habit were to get things done early in the day and to plan out your hardest tasks first. This really helps to maximize your willpower reserves in order to help you focus the most effectively and productively on getting tasks done at the beginning of the day. The third and fourth habit was to give yourself time to relax and to take walks. This really is important in trying to make sure that you don't overwork your brain and cause yourself to burn out. Because remember, the brain is a muscle, so it needs time to recover so that it can grow and strengthen in order to be more effective the next day. Finally, all these habits allow your mind to utilize diffuse thinking, which allows you to think of new and creative ways to solve problems that you wouldn't have simply by just focusing on it. Thank you guys for watching the video today. I hope it's helped you to become more productive. And if you have any critiques or suggestions for a future video, then please leave that in the comments below and keep mastering your mind.